And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today I'm talking about a little game called Easy Breezy Travel Agency. You think they would have made it rhyme somehow. Easy Breezy Lemon, I don't know. So anyhow, this is a small game from Dice Hate Me Games. This is part of their Rabbit line, which means it's a small game. What this game is about traveling and getting tickets, and essentially it's basically a set collection style game for 2 to 4 players. Let's take a look. Okay, here you're looking at a grid. There's 4 different tickets: Chicago, New York, Miami, and New Orleans. And this is the value of each ticket. Each ticket starts at 1, but the tickets can increase more. This is how many people want to buy that ticket. So there are 2 passengers, 4 passengers, or 3 passengers. 3 passengers by train, 2 by bus, and 4 by plane. There's 3 cards of each type for each city, so they're randomly shuffled. Now you'll say, well, wait, why are 2 of these starting at 2 value instead of 1? That's because over here is a deck of cards. These cards are going to be turned over, 4 of them face up here, and some of the cards when they're turned over. Now this is a card for Miami. Okay, almost everything else on the card does not matter, except you'll notice right here it shows New Orleans. It says fare increase. So when this card is ever drawn from a deck, any card that says a fare increase, you're going to move that card 1. So let's say on my turn I decide to draw some cards, and we turn over 2 new ones, and so this one makes Miami go up by 1. And then the next one doesn't make anyone go up by 1, so we're fine. So they can never go past the value of 4, but they're going to be constantly moving up. Now these cards stand for passengers, and on your turn you have 3 different actions that you can do. In one action you can draw more passenger cards. You simply will draw cards from into your hand, 2 of them, so you can take them here from the queue, and when 1 is taken, you turn the top card over. You don't take from the top card, you're just adding to your hand. However, your hand has a limit of 4 cards. So let's say I take 2 and I add to my hand of 3, I have 5, the second one actually goes in front of me. That's like part of my hand, but other people can mess with it. That's a reorganize action. When you play a reorganize action, you can take any number of cards from your hand, put them in front of you. You can then trade 1 or 2 cards with other players that are in front of them, and then you can fill your hand back up to 4 cards. So it's kind of like you have a hand that's basically unlimited, but part of it's out there and vulnerable. The cards in your hand are safe. The third action you can do is you can book a trip. To book a trip, you simply need to discard cards that are equal to the number and match the color that's shown there. So if I had 3 New York cards, I don't, but I have an Easy Breezy. This is like a wild. So I have 3 cards here. So I'm going to get 3 times 1, which is $3. Except, even though this Easy Breezy card helps me complete the set, it does not give me the money for this set. So I'm actually only going to get $2. Now hopefully I'd wait till I got over here, and I would get $9, or in this instance again, $6. And then I would write that score down. This card would go away. The next card would be flipped up. Now, when a player takes a book a trip action and we can't replace the card, the game ends. At the end of the game, you're going to get points. You already have your points that you've written down for scoring money, and then you're going to look for bonuses. And for that, you're going to look at the color you have the most of. So here I have the most blue, and you get 5 points for each card. That's 10. Then you look at the type you have the most of. So I look here, and it looks like I have 2 planes, 2 buses, and 1 train. So 2 is the one I have the most of. So that would be another 10 points, 5 for each card. I add those to my score. Whoever has the most points is the winner. Okay, I want to say the bad thing first, because it's very important with this game. This is an excellent little game, well, that's not bad, for 2 players. 3 is okay, 4 is bad. This does not scale well, which is something you're going to find me saying about many of the rabbit games in the Dice Hate Me line. With 2, it's very nice. You go back and forth and you draw cards, maybe switch them with the other player, and try to maybe press your luck a little bit, collecting some cards, watching those fares go up till it gets to a good value, but the opponent might steal it before it gets that far, deciding how many of the easy, breezy, wild cards you're going to use, because you can get the sets faster by doing them, you just get fewer points. And so that's intriguing. With 4 players, it just goes by so fast. There's no reason to ever really push your luck that much, because the chance of someone buying something before you is much higher. This is essentially a really tiny version of Ticket to Ride, right? Where, I mean, not exactly, there's no board and everything, but you're still collecting things and then hoping to turn in sets to get points. And that's fine, and it works well in that regard. But with 4 players, the game is simply over too fast, and before players can do anything. Maybe if you played through twice, and after you went through all the tickets, you put the 3 tickets back and went through again for each color, that might work a little better, doubling the length of the game. But I'm concerned that the constraints that Dice Hate Me put on these games, that they would only be 54 cards or so, has constrained the game some, because this would have been a game where you would have said add more cards for a 3-player or a 4-player game. But that being said, for 2 players, it was very enjoyable. It didn't feel like it was anything new here, other than the part of the hand is in your hand and parts on the table. That's new. But it does work out well, and the travel agency theme fits fine. Easy breezy, lemon peasy. Travel agency. Dice Tower Judgment, approved for 2 players.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!